Hey everybody, my name is Brenna and I wanted to make a quick copyright video. I'm going to try to be as quick, clear, and concise as possible. So we'll go ahead and just get started. Okay, so what we're going to do is you first want to go to the Electronic Copyright Office. It's eco.copyright.gov. And what we're going to do is log in or create an account if you don't already have one. And we're going to see this screen here. Okay, so if you are just wanting to copyright a single work, so like a single song or a single photograph, then you want to do the single application. But if you're doing a collection of works, which is what I suggest to do, you want to do a standard application. If you do a single work, then you pay $35 for that work. If you do a collection of works, then you're going to pay $55 just one time for all of those works. So it's a much better deal. We're going to see this screen. It's basically saying when you should be using a standard application. So make sure you read that over. It should be all true for you, and we'll start registration. Okay, so this is the most important screen. This is where it sets up everything because it's asking about the type of work. And once you do this, once you continue from this one, you can't go back and change it. You have to start over if you put the wrong one in. So make sure you pay close attention. So what you're going to do is put in what type of copyright you're doing. Now, for me, I'm doing a sound recording. So I would go to sound recording. Now, be careful because there's kind of two aspects of copyright. If you don't know much about copyright law, I highly suggest you educate yourself because it can get a little confusing, especially for music. Basically, there's two copyrights within every song. There's the sound recording copyright and the compositional copyright. So the compositional copyright is basically the music and the lyrics. The sound recording is the fixation of that song into a recording. So think of this as like the work the mastering engineer does. Like that's an art form to record the music. And think of the compositional copyright as where you wrote those words and notes down. So if you only did that, you're going to come here to the work of the performing arts. This is if you just wrote the musical work and the lyrics, and somebody else maybe recorded you, like a label. If you recorded yourself, then you're going to want to do the sound recording. Now, if you did both, like I did, you're going to go to sound recording, and you're basically just when you're saying the artists, or I'm sorry, the authors, contributions, they did basically both the writing the work itself, the composition, and also did the recording. I'm going to come over here. Make sure you read this over, and then you're just going to click that you confirm you understand that. I gave you the synopsis, but make sure you read everything yourself too so that you're on the same page. Okay, continue. All right, and you're going to notice there's a check mark up here. Basically, that says that's completed, I'm good, I can keep moving. You can skip around if you want, if something's confusing to you, but all these have to be checked before you can move on. And also, you can always click save for later and come back to this case when you have more time. So the next page is the titles. So you're going to click new title, you're going to say what kind of title type it is, and you're going to type in the title. So mine is my Arrows album, so I'll just title it Arrows album. Okay, so I've got that in. That's the only thing I needed to do. Maybe you have to do volume, number, issue date, etc., but I definitely don't. You can click the little pencil if you want to edit, or delete it and click new and start over if that's what you need to do. All right, so you'll notice the check marks are forming, and we also have, I didn't talk about this, but this is lit up here, form. That's this first step of completing all these things. That takes the longest. Then you go to pay, that's where you pay, you give them the money. And then over here, you've got submit work. That's where you actually upload your copyright files. Okay, so we're gonna go to publication completion. This is have you published it yet? You can read this over. Basically, publishing something means that you set it up to distribute it. So I haven't done that yet. So I'm going to come over here for my year of completion, and I'm going to fill this out. If you have published your work, if you've already started selling it places, then you're just going to want to say that you did publish it, and then put in that information, and there'll be the little stars that show what's required and what isn't. All right, so then we've got the authors page. This is basically where you put in the information of who wrote the stuff, who's the person that made this artwork. You can click new and put in different people if multiple people did this. If it was just you, then your job's easy. You click add me, make sure all the information is correct. I'm from the United States. And then we're good. I don't have to put in an organization. If I put in an organization, then I leave all this blank. Okay, now this is the part I was talking about where you can say multiple things. So, what did the author create? The author created the sound recording, but I also created the music and lyrics. All right, and then if I wanted to add more people, so if somebody else wrote one of the songs on the work of art or the album, if somebody else wrote part of a song, then I'd put them in here. So I'd click new and I'd say, Joe Schmo went ahead and wrote the chorus of track two, okay? Claimants. Claimants are basically who is claiming this copyright. So in most cases, the claimant is the same as the author. So I wrote these songs, I want to claim the copyright on these songs. Continue, so my claimant is just me. This is where I put in the limitations. What are their limitations in this ownership? If I don't have anybody to do this to, like I'm the author and the claimant, then I can just click continue. Check. Rights and permissions. So this is basically where I can say someone else has right or permission to use my work if I want to basically put that in here. But I don't need anybody to do that, so I'm going to click continue. You probably won't have to worry about this either. All right, then we have the correspondent. This is the person that the Copyright Office will contact if there's any issues. So you want to make sure you fill this out. And then we have the mail certificate. So where do you want your certificate of copyright to be mailed to? So again, make sure you put your information in. And I just realized there's an add me button. Okay, then we have special handling. So this is basically if there's some reason that you need them to do special things, then like get it to you faster or something like that. Now, chances are you do not need this, and it's very pricey. It's last time I checked, I think $800 to do this. So it's definitely not worth it to me. It'll get here when it gets here. Now, so I could just click continue. Now, one thing I want to talk about is it does take 8 months ish to receive your copyright certificate. Don't worry though, your work is technically copyrighted from the moment that you submit this application. So as long as you do this ahead of time, you're good to go start playing your music or releasing it. You don't have to wait 8 months for the piece of paper to arrive at your door. Okay, so now I need to certify that all of this is my work. You just got to put in your information here. And then you can also leave a note to the Copyright Office. What's up? Just kidding. All right, so we're gonna continue. And we have the reviewing the submission. After you check everything over and you know it's all good, then we're gonna click add to cart. Now keep in mind, you can always do the save for later if you need to, but I'm going to go ahead and add to cart because everything looks good. Okay, so now I can put in my information so that I can check out. All right, when everything looks good, you're gonna click checkout. And you're gonna give them the moolah. Okay, once you put in all your information to the world's slowest website, what we're gonna do is submit our work. So this is where we're gonna upload our actual tracks or your photographs or whatever it is that you're copywriting. Okay, you're gonna get to this screen. This is where you submit your work. You're gonna select your files to upload. And then you're going to submit them. Now make sure that you upload every single one of your files before you upload. Before you continue, because you can't go back once you do that. And you already paid at this point, so all right, let's see. Also, my album drops this April 2018, so get pumped. Just search up Brenna Lynn Arrows. Thanks, y'all. So what's going to happen is each of these songs are going to upload. It takes a while. Once they're all in, though, then you can move on, and it's pretty simple from there on out. So, but once you get those all in, you can view them. You have the names of them all here. If you want to, you can also technically send these in by mail. So you can create a shipping slip and just send them a CD of your work. Takes a little bit longer. I think it takes like 13 months then for you to get your certificate. And I think you might have to pay an extra small fee. So if you can do it online, I suggest doing that. Okay, and once all of your files are uploaded, you can just click this button over here, and also that one just successfully uploaded. So it takes a little bit of time, but once they're all up, you can just click this button here, and you are officially done with submitting your application for your copyright. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, leave a comment if you have any questions, and please subscribe to my channel if you're interested. Thank you guys so much.